Oh, man. So welcome, I mean, you don't know this, but yet again to my kitchen, or should I say, welcome to Aaron's technological nightmare. I did effectively the full recording. As you can see, there's a finished product in front of me. Then when I went to save it on my GoPro to like end things while I let it bake in the oven, it just said saving for about 10 minutes. It just wouldn't save. And so I lost all of that footage, which is me making the whole thing. Can't really redo that. So what we're gonna do is fake it in the best way I know how, charades. What we're doing today is a German pancake, AKA a Dutch baby, which I had a whole bit, a whole song and dance about why is it called a Dutch baby versus a German pancake. And it boils down to a guy wanted to bring German pancake to America, but I guess didn't speak German. And so he heard the word Deutsche, which means German, in German, and thought it meant, or they were saying Dutch. And then he also wanted to make a smaller version. So that's where the baby comes from. So it's just Dutch baby, because the guy, I'm guessing, doesn't speak German. There's your little fun fact for why it's called a Dutch baby, but it's effectively, I mean, this is how long, because I tried filming again, then my phone died. It's a whole thing, but it's been out of the oven long enough that I can handle cast iron with my hand. It's definitely warm still, but if you know cooking, cast iron holds heat for a long time. If I seem a little bitter, it's because of all of this, and hopefully this all saves, because I'm just doing one run through and then we're calling it a day. German pancake is what we're making. It smells delicious. In a minute, see if it tastes good, or should I just taste it now? And then we'll run through the steps. Let's do that. Let's eat it while it's warm, and then you'll know, is it worth watching the rest of the video? Okay, so let's get this out of there, and then we'll give it a taste test. This is gonna be the quickest video ever, or I'm gonna ramble a lot because of the rage. The rage running through me is gonna keep me from knowing when to stop. So it is one giant pancake. I'm gonna cut into slices like a pie or a pizza, and yeah. Oh, I also made a kind of berry reduction because I thought that would be good, and that film's also gone. So this might, some whipped cream also probably would be good. And I'm realizing now after I've done that, that it also says to put like powdered sugar on there, but I forgot and I don't feel like getting it out. So here we are. Let's give it a little taste test and see how it is. Okay, it's very good, but I'm gonna try and do another taste without the kind of berry, was it compote, I think is the term? Because that's, I mean, I'm a fan of all of those. So the kind of tartness and sweetness from that, I don't want it to be overpowering the taste of this. So we'll just kind of do I mean, there's a little bit on there, but we'll see how this tastes. Well, that has raised my spirits tremendously because it is delicious. The compote, the German pancake itself, fantastic. Why don't I now tell you how to make this so that you can do it at home? Obviously, as always, recipes in the description. This, of all of the episodes, probably go read that, 100%. So the ingredients that go into this, we're also just doing this purely from memory, is a bunch of eggs. So it definitely has kind of an eggy taste to it. Not too much, like it's there, but it kind of has like a nice, kind of like pancakey flavor, even though it has very few ingredients. So it's eggs, salt, milk, flour, which I had a whole rant about that. Oh, what else was in there? Vanilla, I'm forgetting something. Butter, we gotta have butter. Forgot about the butter, but in my defense, the butter kind of plays differently in this. So, I'm gonna say the word so a lot today. The way to make this is you have a 10-inch cast iron skillet, right here, my example, and you are going to put the butter into the pan, throw that in the oven at 425 until it melts. So you just kind of take it, throw it in there, close it. While that's in there, you need to have a blender. I had my beautiful little Ninja blender sitting out on the counter, and you need to put all the other ingredients in there. Just dump them in. Easy as that. And then you blend it until it is smooth. Really not a whole lot going on. And then after that, I'm assuming the butter will be melted. So you then take that pan out, have the pan here, have the batter blender here. You pour the batter into the pan, and it's from the blender to the pan, it looks like very little in the blender, but it filled up like the pan halfway. So I was kind of surprised by that. Throw that back in the oven, still 425 for, it says 22 to 27 minutes, and you're looking for it to be puffy and kind of golden brown around the edges, which is what mine looked like when it came out. And I put mine in for 25 minutes because I just kind of split the difference. And while that was in the oven, on the stovetop, I just literally mixed blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries in a pan with a little bit of water, a little bit of sugar, and just let that kind of reduce down. Very similar to if you've ever made homemade kind of cranberry sauce, kind of similar idea. I just put enough water to kind of go halfway up the berries, and then just eyeballed an amount of sugar, because I knew all of those are fairly tart, and I wanted to balance that out a little bit. So it might have been quarter cup of sugar. And literally I just let that go while I was doing the dishes. And then I took out the German pancake, and you are effectively up to speed there. You just, well, I mean, you probably could just cut it in the pan, but I wanted to remove it and then cut off a slice. I feel like some whipped cream also would be really good on top of this. Like you get some heavy cream and kind of like, you know, mix it up yourself, or like a little bit of powdered sugar, a little maple syrup. I mean, anything that you probably would put on pancakes would go well on this, and it's delicious. So I highly recommend giving it a go. Super simple, very quick. I don't know if it's gonna be quicker than actual pancakes. Probably a little bit slower because of the 25 minutes in the oven. I feel like I can make pancake batter and cook them on the stovetop in about the same amount of time. So this might be a little bit slower, but it's less hands-on. So there's a benefit there of you just effectively blending, pouring it in, and you kind of get a nice like serving there, which I'd guess this probably feeds 3 to 4 people, depending on how much they eat. So you could do this for like a group, but I guess you get diminishing returns if you go past that, because then you'll have to make multiple batches. So that will tack on another, what, 25 minutes? But that is the assessment, the Aaron's speed cooking segment, which is probably gonna be real boring to watch because it's just me standing here talking, but it is tasty. So hopefully, if you didn't watch to this point, you at least scrolled down, got the recipe, and then it is now making it. I'm definitely gonna make this a lot. And it's just so simple. It's blender, you just put it in, and turn it on. Like there's no, I didn't need to do anything. Like I've said it before, but this is probably the pinnacle one of almost no skill is required. The only thing is owning a cast iron pan and owning a blender. Beyond that, anybody can do this. So on that note, bye mom, still not dead. See you.